So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our video of Jupiter in the second house of the Dashamsha chart. As in what happens when Jupiter is in the second house of D10 Dashamsha, which is a very important chart related to your career, details of the career, and it's the obligation to society you have. What is it that society must have from you in this life? And also, if you do not know if this Jupiter is in your Dashamsha, which house it's in, all your astrological details for that, check out the links here, where you can also go to my KRS vlogs, where I'm going to be uploading a video on Sarvabhadra Chakra using Saturn and some other techniques with your own birth chart. So you can check out the links here with my consultation reports and my link to the academy, where you will find the KRS vlogs. Because the thing is, I wanted to make that video here, but you know, it's like you get censored if you say certain keywords. So anyway, yeah, it's right there. So Jupiter in the second house of the Dashamsha. Well, the first thing you will see that at one point in your life, doesn't matter what you're doing, at one point in your life, you're going to be teaching. You're going to teach. Even if in the corporate setting, you become a trainee, you're going to be doing it. It's one of the yogas. And Jupiter also shows that, especially, see, in the Dashamsha, Jupiter naturally represents overall prosperity of the career, but it represents the wisdom and guidance one has, needs, or gives in their career and in society. Okay, and so you will notice this, especially after the age of 24, when Jupiter has matured. When you have work where you speak, where you give lectures, okay, where you kind of like motivate people, doesn't matter if it's an IT firm or a law firm, you will see how the magnetism of you increases. The magnetism of you increases. Why? Because Jupiter actually represents a magnet. You know, in India, they call it chumbak. So Jupiter has this magnetic quality. Why? Because Jupiter is a guru. And you will notice this with genuine, real sages and gurus. People naturally get drawn to them. Somehow the people just, their instincts, their internal instinct says, I want to be around this person. So whether it was Vivekananda, Yogananda, Ramakrishna, you know, whomever it was, or Neem Karoli Baba, Sadhguru, whoever, people naturally get drawn to them. They're not like out there advertising or saying something. You know, people just are drawn. So the magnetism comes through your voice, because second house is voice, second house is speech. Whenever you speak, you know, it starts to bring out wisdom. Now, of course, the only issue that can be here is what planet is Jupiter conjunct. You know, in the Dashamsha, it doesn't matter what sign it's in. It can be debilitated. See, when Jupiter is debilitated in Dashamsha, in Capricorn, all it does, it actually makes a person very good at financial knowledge. It makes a person very good at actual hard management. Instead of like being more full of wisdom and spiritual wisdom, they're very good at, hey, this is what we need to do in order to gain for our team or for our company. So in banking, Jupiter being debilitated in Dashamsha and second house, it's excellent for banking, because you become very logical and very much into the war zone of making that money. You become a general, actually. Jupiter in Capricorn is a general, because 10th house Capricorn is naturally the war zone. Now Jupiter becomes the advisor of the war zone. Here, you know, spirituality will not work, especially in this day and age. Even though, as much as I can say that Bhagavad Gita was actually happened at the war zone, but we're not in that time. Then, this is a particular Jupiter that, especially through help of your mentors and your ability to speak, Your ability to manage will always make your enemies into friends, your competition into friends, your work rivals into friends, or they just kind of leave you alone. Here, Jupiter protects all of these things. And especially when it comes to anything financial in your work, whether it's IT, whether it's medicine, whether it's anything, at one point in your life, so if you're in your 20s, well, it could happen in your 40s, 50s. You will somehow come across hidden financial information related to the company or the place you're working at. Or you will be given privilege to see that particular information. Or even see the hidden information. Like for example, you're working for a great restaurant, a cook. People are coming all over the world to eat at this restaurant because somehow their recipe is so amazing, nobody can replicate it. So you, with your Jupiter in the second house, at one point, you will be given access to those ingredients that make that particular dish or food the greatest. And you will be the type of person who will keep that knowledge within yourself. So this is another thing that Jupiter does. And also you will see with Jupiter in the second, after birth of your children, increase in your ability to save money through your work becomes active, including attaining management positions, position of counseling and teaching. That becomes active right when you have children. And because Jupiter is in the second house, I would probably say either 10th day or 10th month onwards, this will become active with Jupiter. And especially you will see that when you have Jupiter in the second house, whomever is your mentor at work, whomever is your mentor, your teacher, your guide at work, you will see you'll start mimicking their attitude. You will start mimicking their wisdom. Like you kind of take on their persona. And, good or bad way, that's up to you, whatever you want to think of it. Because there's no such thing as that, because certain circumstances will, have you actually mimic whatever they have said to pass it on to other people. Whatever their principles are, you take on those type of principles. Okay. So anyway, guys, this is my analysis of Jupiter in the second house of your Dashamsha chart. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below so you don't miss these type of videos. If you want to know where your Jupiter is placed, all your astrological details, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.